This is a very important topic. First, I always talk about the power of co-founders, right? I think that a team of strong, trustworthy, capable, honest co-founders is key, especially to survive what I call the entrepreneurial emotional roller coaster, right? It's building a company, a growth company. It's something that has a lot of ups and downs, and it's not simple. And you need people that you respect, that work hard, and are they're honest to work with you. I mean, I had the privilege of doing this with my friends, right? One of my co-founders is sort of my brother. I don't have brothers, I have two sisters, but it's like a brother to me. We went together to high school and college and grad school, and we worked at companies together. So we had many things in common. So both of them were really good friends. And that was actually something that I think it's really, really important. We had some complementary skills, and personalities. We were always aligned. We were very unified in our decisions. So for me, it was key to the success of this journey and the exit that we had. But it's not only the exit, right? It's the culture we built, the relationship we still have. We still travel every year together. It's all of the alumni that left Nearpod and today are leaders in other companies. The product that we left, the product is still being used by millions of students, and it's amazing. And I still use it for presentations sometimes, or I'm going to get to that in the future, but I do a lot of advising and mentoring now. And every time that I talk to a product person, I said, have you seen Nearpod in action? Let me show you a good product working. And I'm still proud of it. And it's not because it's sort of my baby, but just because it works really well. So, your question about co-founders is, for me, is key. It's one of the most important things, in order to be successful in a journey like this.
And Feli, follow up on that question. What were the complementary skill sets of the three? If you had to describe what you brought to the picture, and without necessarily having to name or get into detail, what did each person bring?
So the one skill that we had that was, it's the same skill, but it becomes complementary, is the resilience we had, right? So I was first product, and then I was go to market. One of the co-founders took the content when we needed somebody for content, and then did customer success. It's like we were able to put hats, and it was not that we acted seamlessly, but for us it was, okay, this is somebody that I trust, that is taking care of this side of the business now, and we're going with that. So I would say that resilience was something that allowed us to take different roles. I'm more of an emotional person and more passionate. And some of the other co-founders are more sort of not as emotional, more analytic. And we had different skills related to people, right? I really got along with everybody, became friends with a lot of people in the company. Not when we had 300 employees, but the first 50, I was really, really good friends with everybody. So that the personal and professional aptitudes and attitudes that we had, I think that were very complementary to run a successful business.
Okay. And you were equal partners, or were there
Yes.
different percentages?
No.
That's amazing. Was it always three, or did you at some point have more than three partners?
No, we had the problem is that differently from a young entrepreneur we had other businesses going on, right? So we had partners that were sort of satellite partners to this company that were partners in other companies. So it's not as clean cut, but we had other things going on. So we had, like, the partnership was not exactly like, okay, 3 with 33% each. It was a little bit more complicated, but not to go into the details here.
Right. And when this started taking off, did you find yourself all of a sudden switching off your focus on the other ventures that you had on the side and being all in, or was it always a question of having a different percentage of
No, we at some point I mean, for many years, I was completely all in Nearpod, and I actually had other businesses that I sort of shut down because I didn't have the energy, and because the business case was clear. This was a growth company that we needed to. We were in land grab mode, right? We invented something that we knew that schools were going to use, whether our technology or somebody else's technology. But the schools were going to adopt this. And there are 15,000 districts in the US. So there was a race to capture as many as we could. Logically, this was the right thing to do, and just focusing on this business. So that's what we did. We had other things going on from our early days that we sort of shut down or give away to others or sold. But we had like important clients that we were doing business for them, and we decided to focus on product and do not continue any service type venture.
Feli, you've given a workshop for our members of Leading Peers on the difference between a fast growth company and a lifestyle business. The fast growth being a business that you're building to sell, whereas a lifestyle company is a business that you're building to run it yourself because it aligns so well with the lifestyle you want to have. Clearly, at some point, Nearpod became a fast growth company. You realize we're going to need to build this fast, and we're going to sell this at some point. Was that the vision from day zero, or did that happen?
No.
Yeah.
This was the vision from day zero. This was never a play to have a lifestyle business, because actually you cannot, because in this type of businesses you need to capture as much as you can, because the moment that you are not growing and you're not relevant for your clients, they go with a different player. So we planned this from the very beginning. Even there's something that I always talk about, which is sort of reverse engineer the playbook, right? So we knew that we wanted to do something with scale. For scale, we needed money. The money was in Silicon Valley at the time. Now you could find money here in Florida. But at the beginning, at the time, you had to go to California. Both one of my co-founders and myself were very familiar with the area. We actually lived there for many years. So we opened an office and we raised money in California. Now, the way to do it, when I say to reverse engineer the playbook, what I mean by that is, if you know you're going to play in Silicon Valley and you're going to raise money and eventually you want to exit, and when you exit, either there are VCs or private equities involved, you need to create a company that will survive any due diligence, and it's thought, like, for example, something we did, we had lawyers here in Florida, but we went and we hired Wilmer Hale, like a fancy law firm on Sand Hill Road in Palo Alto, because we knew that at the time of the exit, those type of lawyers were going to read the contracts, right? So we did it with that in mind, and everything we did was sort of super by the book in order to just have not even questions at the time of the diligence. So that is something that you don't need to do that if you're going to run your own small business, right? But if you want to do something big, you need to think that those things ahead.